Today's a special edition of the AO vlog, and today we're going to be talking about 4 things parents need to know to really connect with their students. Keep it locked right here because I have my good friend, Dr. Meg Meeker, with us. What's going on, fam? It's your boy Anthony O'Neal, and welcome to another video. If today is your first day rocking with me, thank you so much. My team and I love you tremendously, and we have something special for you. But before we get to that, I need you to do 2 things for me right now. What I need you to do is hit that subscribe button, and right next to it is a bell sign. Click that bell. I see you did it. Thank you so much. And I want you to rock with this every single week because we're gonna be pushing out some great content. Number 2, hey, make sure you text me with any questions, concerns, or comments. And especially for today's vlog, I want you to let me know what you thought about it and ask me any questions about it. I'm gonna put that number in the description below. But hey, I'm excited because today I have my good friend, Dr. Meg Meeker, with us. She is a doctor, a mother, expert, a friend, a mentor, a lover of God, just a great woman. You know, I'm just so excited to have you.
Oh, it's so great to be with you, Anthony. Apologies, my voice is going, so bear with me.
All right, I love it. Give me a hug.
Oh, I'd love to give you a hug, yeah.
Yes. So, Meg, I'm traveling the country.
Yes.
Speaking to teens, to millennials.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'm often hearing from teens is like, hey, I feel this way. How can I get my parents to understand me?
Yeah.
You know, how do I communicate this to parents? And then I get a lot of emails and questions from parents saying, hey, I don't understand this. What does this mean?
Yeah.
And so I just feel as if, you know, my ministry and my calling is to help connect. You're connecting with parents and giving them great advice. So I really want to just talk to you about 4 things that I'm hearing from kids. And maybe you can give us some of your insight on what parents can do to start this.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
So the very first thing I'm hearing from kids is, I wish my parents would be in the present with me.
Right. You know, isn't that interesting? Parents often complain, my kids don't want to be with me. But the reality is, studies show exactly what you're hearing. Kids want to be with their parents. They want to communicate. They want their parents to listen to them. But they also want their parents to take the lead. So how can a parent be present with a kid? I think one of the first things is be intentional when you're with your kids. Sort of say, okay, I'm gonna walk in the house after work. I'm gonna turn my phone off. I'm not gonna sit down in front of the television and start watching TV. So minimize distractions, be intentional, put your phone down, look your kids in the eye. You know, when you sit down and you ask them a question, you're dialoguing with them, kids wanna know that you want to hear what they have to say, that you value them, and you want to be with them. You like their company. A lot of parents think that that their kids don't want their company, but actually the exact opposite is true. So let your kids know you want to be with them. Say, hey, you know what? We haven't really talked in a few days. Come on, sit down. I just want to hear about how your day was. So a handful of things, be very intentional, and you can really connect with your kids.
I love that. And you're talking about being intentional. So
yes.
Let's talk about this. You guys, parents have wisdom.
Yes.
You've lived this life. Sometimes parents can think here when their kids are like 10, 15, 20 years behind them.
Right.
How can parents kind of come down and understand, okay, this is where they are today. Let me understand it, but give them guidance and wisdom on where they're going in the future.
Well, I think one of the most important things is, yes, every parent has more wisdom than a teenager or a young child. But what kids don't want is for their parent to go in teaching mode, preaching mode. My kids say, Mom, turn your radio voice off. And I get in this, I need to tell you something mode because I so desperately want my kids to know. But really the best way to communicate what you want to your kids is to ask them questions and listen to their answer. And then ask them a follow-up question. And you can lead the discussion by asking them follow-up questions. And when they arrive at an answer, it's the answer you wanted, but they accept it because they believe they got there. So rather than talk to your kids, ask questions and really listen to the answer. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to reflect back to them. Say, you know, I just heard you say you didn't like your friend. Now, what would make you say that? And when you repeat back to your kids a little bit of what they told you, they're like, wow, my dad or mom is really listening.
Man, this is great. Y'all, this is Dr. Meg Meeker. Just giving us some great stuff, and I'm loving it. So, number 2, this is something that I hear often, and honestly, I can relate to this one. See me, not my friends.
Right.
You know, when I was growing up, oftentimes my mom would say, I wish you were like my little sister, which is Yvette. I wish you was more like Yvette. I wish you were good in school. I wish you had, good grades. And sometimes I walked away feeling as if my mom didn't really care about me. She was disappointed and mad at me when she cared and she loved me. But the thought in my head was, you're always comparing me.
Right.
What can parents do to where their kids know, hey, I may want to see something different, but I still love you?
Right. And I think that to check the way we talk. So sort of take inventory about what you're saying. Never compare your kids to their friends. Never compare your kids to their siblings. And I know that parents do it because they want to motivate you. Your mother wanted to motivate you to do what your little sister was doing, but it has the opposite effect. And so rather than, if as a parent you catch yourself saying, I wish you were like, or comparing your son or daughter to their friends. Boy, I noticed your good friend doesn't talk to her parents that way. Why don't you be more like her? Boom, you've just shut your child down. So applaud your kid for the things you want them to do. And it's a little bit of a trick that works. Say, you know what? I've noticed that you're really patient. That is so cool. I saw you patient with your little sister. Well, that's going to grow patience in that kid. No comparisons with siblings or friends. Don't blame your kids for what their friends are doing. Just because their friends are doing bad stuff, don't assume they are. I know your friends are all getting in trouble, and I know you're just quit hanging with those people. Well, you probably didn't do anything. So really, as a parent, focus on the person in front of you, not their friends and not their siblings.
And that goes back to what you talk about in your book, which is, man, I'm telling you, I can't wait to become a parent because you've already taught me so much on how to be a hero dad. But one thing you say is praise their character, not their action.
Not their performance.
Not their performance.
And we do this. We fall into it because that's what our friends do. We see our friends saying, oh, my son's such a great soccer goalie, or my kid plays really great hockey or something. Well, really what you're doing is you're setting your kids up to feel like a failure and to feel like their worth to you is tied up in how well they do in sports or school. And we don't mean to do it. So the best way I know to get away from that is find 2 or 3 really good character qualities in your child and compliment them on them. Boy, you're kind. Boy, you have a lot of humility. Boy, you're a courageous person. I can't believe how after you failed that test, you got right back out there and you studied again. I am so proud of you. That's how you really build a child's self-esteem.
And I know we got to go on because we have 2 more, but this is some good stuff because it sounds like what you're saying is affirm your child.
Yes.
Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care about them. And that's so huge in today's young people because that's why they're on Snapchat and Instagram doing some things that are inappropriate because they want that double like.
They want attention and they want affirmation.
Yes.
And if they get the real deal at home, attention and affirmation, they are not going to buy into that as easily, particularly girls, Anthony. And we've talked about this with girls and guys. If they don't get affection and attention from dad, they will find it somewhere in a guy's arms, or worse, even though it's not real.
I'm loving it. So number three thing that we're hearing from kids is, I really wish my parents would just respect my opinion.
Right.
A lot of kids are saying, I bring a fresh perspective. I have a fresh pair of eyes, but sometimes I feel as if my parents don't really care about my opinion. What can parents do to respect their opinion? Should parents respect kids' opinions?
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to like their opinion and you don't have to agree. But here's the good news. If you just hear your kids out and they give you a wacky perspective on something, don't panic. You know why? Their perspective will change as fast as it came. And I think that parents hear their kids say crazy things and they immediately have their child in jail in 3 years. hold your horses. Just sometimes kids just want you to hear what they have to say and go, wow, that's very interesting. You really thought that through. And just wait. And I think that parents panic and they feel we need to correct our kids. I didn't like that opinion. I didn't like your idea. That's a really dumb idea. I need to swoop in and correct it now. Particularly moms do this because we panic. We panic that our kids are going to take a sharp left turn or right turn into a bad direction. But don't panic. Listen to your kids and say, you know what? I love hearing your perspective because it's so different from mine. Even memorize that line and say it. It will blow your kids away. I love your perspective. I don't understand it, and it confuses me a little, but boy, you're thinking.
Talking about perspective and talking about opinion, which leads us into the number 4 question and comment from kids is, I really wish parents would allow us to work together to build my future.
Right.
A lot of parents are, I believe it, say, hey, you're going to go to this school, you're going to do this career, hey, you're going to come take over the family business. And they never really say, hey, what do you want to do? How can parents work together to build their son or daughter's future?
Well, I think that's very, very important. And I think that shifting our perspective, like you're talking about now, a lot of parents feel as though they are their child's enemy, that it's the culture, friends, and their kid against them. But that's really backwards. What you want to communicate to your son or daughter is, it's my job to link arms with you and to figure out what your gifts are. And I don't know what they are, and you don't know what they are, but we're going to figure them out together. And along the way, I'm going to help you get to where you need to be. And if you talk to your son or daughter, particularly teen, as though you are on their side, you're not their buddy, but your job is to be on their side and help them weather the tough stuff, figure life out, and find their gift. And you even tell them that they're with you. But so many times we talk to our kids as though they don't understand us, they don't want this, we're the enemy, and they're up to no good. We just need to find out about it and correct it. So it's again shifting these, tweaking our perspective as parents. You're your child's ally, you have their back, and you're on the journey with them to help them figure out what their good gifts are and how to use them.
I love it. So Dr. Meg, my team and I, we're recommending that parents go out and have a connection date with their kids.
Great idea.
When they get on this date, when they start talking about this stuff, what would you say should be the first thing that comes out of their mouth when they're at the dinner table, when they're at the restaurant? How should they start this conversation to start connecting?
Great idea. Well, before they even get there, I would say to parents, don't have your expectations too high. Because if you put pressure on yourself to say, this is our connection date, I have to connect with you, we're not ending the night until we connect, the pressure they put on themselves is too great. So you go out expecting to enjoy your son or daughter's presence and to communicate you want their presence. So you start the evening off by saying, thank you for coming out with me. I know you want to be with your friends. You got a ton of stuff you want to do. But you know what? We haven't been together in a while, just you and me. And I really cherish my alone time with you, my one-on-one time. So thanks for giving me this time. I really want tonight just to be about a time when I can kind of hear what's on your mind, hear what you're worried about, hear what your feelings are. You may not want to say that to a guy, but you definitely say it to your daughter.
Yeah.
Because a guy will go, oh, I don't know. But you really, and just allow yourself to enjoy the presence of your child and put all the bad baggage at the door. You're not going to carry in to your time together the last argument you had, the disagreement you had, the bad grade you just found out about. This is an isolated time to let your child know you really like his or her company and you want to hear what they have to say and what they're thinking. Just say those 3 things. The night will go great.
I love it. I love it. You know, Dr. Meg, I say this all the time to young people. The caliber of their future will be determined by the choices that they make right now. And I believe also the caliber of your kids' future will be determined by some of the choices that the parents make right now. And that is just one huge choice, is to have that connection date, spend some time, learn your son or daughter, because their future can be brighter if we can just learn them better.
Totally. Because as you said, parents are the power source to their kids. And you know, we talked about this earlier, Anthony, in private, and that is, if you have a couple connection dates with your kid, in 10 years, they will tell your friends, you did it every week, the whole time they were growing up, because it means so much. It's a small thing for a parent to do, enormous thing for a child to experience.
Wow. Dr. Meg, thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you so much. Y'all, she has a great book out for fathers, and I want to encourage you to get it. Doctor, how can I get some of your books? Where are you at on social media? You know, this is for the young people.
Easy. MegMeekerMD.com. If you go to MegMeekerMD.com/Dave, you will have private access to a whole lot of stuff on there for kids, moms, and dads.
I love it. And you know what? If you comment below, like, hey, I'm going to take my son or my daughter on a date, we're going to be giving away 5 of her recent books.
Awesome.
So all you got to do is comment below and just tell me, hey, I'm taking my son, my daughter out on this date, and this is what I really want to talk about. And if you do that, 5 books is yours right here from the AO family with Dr. Meg. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you come back next week and the week after that, because we have a lot of great stuff coming out for you and for your students and for everyone. Again, thank you so much.